I'm Sanford Rubenstein, the author of The Outrageous Rubenstein, How a Media-Savvy Trial Lawyer Fights for Justice and Change, with an important introduction by Reverend Al Sharpton. This book focuses first on the story of Abner Louima, tortured in a police precinct house here in Brooklyn, New York. The twists and turns of the criminal trials, the police officers being prosecuted by the federal authorities, and the civil case. One police officer who pled guilty is spending 30 years in jail. Another police officer spent 5 years in jail. The book reviews all the criminal trials that took place and the civil action, which ultimately was settled for $8.75 million, in which a police union, the Police Benevolent Association, the PBA, paid $1.625 million in damages as part of that settlement. The first time in the history of this country that a police union paid damages to a victim of police brutality. The book also has chapters which review first the killing of Usman Zongo, an African immigrant who was killed in Chelsea, New York, when he was doing nothing wrong. The police officer convicted of criminally negligent homicide. The case settled for $3 million in damages. And the case of Furman Arzu, killed by a police officer in Bronx, New York. Police officer convicted of manslaughter in the second degree. The civil case still pending. The book has a chapter as well which discusses the arrest, conviction, and 90-day jail sentence served by Reverend Al Sharpton for a peaceful, nonviolent protest in Vieques, Puerto Rico, protesting the bombing by the U.S. Navy at a Navy base in Vieques, Puerto Rico. It was, I believe, as a result of that protest and the 90 days Reverend Sharpton spent in jail, that while Reverend Sharpton was in jail, then President Bush ordered the bombing stopped. Peaceful, nonviolent protest has an impact on what happens in this country. The book also has a theme. The theme is that what we do as trial lawyers is get damages for victims, yes, but also try to get change so that what happened in a tragedy affecting one victim does not happen to others. As well as a theme that the attempt to change our civil justice system is wrong. Our civil justice system works for victims. The jury system should be maintained, and the concept of caps on damages is wrong and unfair. I talk in the book about a case in which I represent a victim who alleges medical malpractice. As a result of the medical malpractice she alleges, she suffered the amputation of both legs, both feet, and is legally blind. If she proves that malpractice to a jury, and the jury finds there was malpractice, her damages should not be capped at $250,000. That's unfair and wrong. A perfect example is another chapter in the book in which young Angel Reyes, 12 years old, was brain damaged, his best friend killed by a DWI driver. At that time, the penalty for DWI under those circumstances was only a misdemeanor, months in jail. As a result of the lobbying by these two courageous mothers, the mother of Angel Reyes and the mother of his friend who died in this horrible accident, the law was changed so that now DWI in New York, which results in a death or serious injury, is a serious felony. This book is interesting reading, it's educational, and it moves quickly. Read it.